right? Certain bacteria can reproduce in 15 minutes. Certain bacteria can reproduce in a small period of time. How many years before a human can reproduce? On average, human reproduce every 20 years.
Now I got to get the same amount of time as he got.
That's right.
Okay. I want y'all to look at this universe. It's some constant realities that must stay the same for us to exist. Okay? That sun set and it rise tomorrow, and we pray that it continue to do it forever. Because when it stops doing that, we will cease to exist. So that's what my art was about. It was about an order.
Evolution, brother.
No, wait a minute. You have to wait a minute. You have to understand the laws of opposites to see where I'm gonna get you. Because I understand what you're saying, but you ain't on here over here. That's my opposite. You're not balanced. And one of the laws of the universe is the laws of opposites. What does that say? There's always a truth on the opposite side of what you say. That if it's argued by the right man and woman, it can defeat your truth. There's an opposite. It's a set and a root. And if you don't understand, and if the right person knows the key to that science, because it's a lock in the universe. It's a balance for everything. You see what I'm saying? So what you're saying is, what I want you to understand is this. See this camera? I want to. This is what I call a moment in time. Okay? And without this camera, you see, we would have to remember everything that is said. It would be up to us personally to remember. You see what I'm saying? So once you get from this point right here, where we talking, and even if you forgot something, you can reach over there and say, man, you remember, you got the option to do that. But once that brother and this sister, and they go home, it's up to you. And you're gonna start to, forget the whole conversation. You'll remember highlights. You only remember the major things. And if you don't write it, I'm not gonna, wait a minute, I'm gonna get to my point. And if you don't write it down, nigga, majority of it will be lost. So what I'm saying is, you cannot get further and further and further and further and further, because you're talking about way back when, nigga. Once you leave this situation, wait a minute, I want the same time. Once you leave this right here, your memory will begin to deplete, and you live in this moment. You live in this moment.
So we shouldn't understand.
Wait a minute. I'm just showing you. That's why writing became so powerful.
Brother, I'm dealing with your doctrine.
Okay?
We shouldn't.
So what I'm saying is, Charles Darwin, I don't give a fuck what you just said about that bitch. You know why? Because he's in 86. Talking about some shit from goddamn 3 million. You got a better chance to create your own theory.
Anybody that observes nature,
so you
anybody, I don't care if
why you don't take your own ride,
I don't care if you black
take
or
your
white.
Own ride.
Anybody that observes nature can bear witness to something about reality. And I'll give you a simple example. The church.
When you stop looking like your mama, when did your mama stop looking like your grandmama? When did your nobody, let me tell you, you're not going to win. And you know why? Because that's just one reality that these people are not going to accept. That they have not been looking like they are. You're not going to win that. You're not going to win that.
My brother.
And what did they look like then?
My brother, anyone that observes reality,
what did they look like?
Witness to a fact.
They didn't look like us.
Well, what about substance?
What the fuck did they look like?
I think it's all about discipline. When brothers is disciplined, we can have a dialogue.
No, I'm going in now because I didn't let you talk.
My brother, I'm giving you a point. I'm giving you some contrast. You saying that he existed in 18 such and such. So
what I'm saying,
my brother, I'm trying to explain something.
Wait a minute, because I gave you the time. I still ain't got the time you got. See, now you talking now.
I'm listening, kid.
Okay, watch first 48 hours.
This is 48.
If you don't get it in the first 48 hours, nigga, you in trouble. Nigga, you talking 3 million years after the fact, nigga. You can't see that. You gonna bring a cracker up to me that I just showed you was walking on all fours, hair all on his back. This was just 6,000, 4,000 today.
I'm gonna show you the status.
And you
brothers.
talking Charles Darwin.
I'm gonna show you the status.
All these crackers got beards looking just like
so what the brother is doing is downplaying
that's on the making of the white
image when he speaks, so that when I reference a cracker in regards to something scientific, you don't take it as if it's something credible.
Well, why
the brother is saying that.
Who said it's credible?
Hold on. Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
No,
I didn't say that.
Hold on.
That's not what I'm saying.
Let me just do a quick translation.
That's not what I'm saying.
Hold on.
I'm
This is what he's saying.
I'm
This is what
showing
he's
the
saying.
people who watch
Because
this.
I
This
respect
is what he's saying. Hold on.
I respect
He's saying
his
this.
right. I like what he's saying.
If
But I'ma
humanity
fight him.
existed for
I'ma fight
3 million long years, how is it only in the 1800s that there miraculously was this one person named Darwin who was able to figure it out? What we're saying is, I feel that we've already figured it out. The people who built those intricate structures called the pyramids that we can't conceive, and people in the 1800s, they were not even wise enough to understand how that was built. They were the ones who figured out. Don't film me. They were the ones who figured out, right?
Nope.
Y'all know
Look,
that.
they were the ones who figured out how we were created. So what he's saying is, how could evolution trump that? How could Darwin's theory trump that?
So now what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, brother.
You got your right, but don't film.
Please.
You can be out here, but I don't want you filmed.
Your ancestors are the reason we having this conversation.
Don't fight it.
See, this is the shit I'm talking about.
No. Leave
Don't let him deter you.
Leave him alone. The more attention you pay them, the more you elevate his value. He ain't worth shit. Come on, let's talk. So now what I'm saying is that they could
I'm gonna step over there in a minute.
they could have definitely, our ancestors could have definitely discovered that. But we're not in control of the history. So we don't necessarily.
So you say our ancestors discovered that we came from monkeys?
My sister. No, we did not come from monkeys, sister. Where you getting this doctrine
You
from?
talking about Darwinism?
And this is another thing too. Black people have developed this reacting psychology towards the concept of monkeys. When we hear the theory of evolution, the first thing we say is, oh, do we come from monkeys? The theory of evolution does not deal with where are you getting this monkey stuff from? Where are people getting the monkey doctrine from? Because I'm not preaching the monkey doctrine. That's not what I'm showing you. Monkeys come from a common ancestry. We are not the monkeys.
Bullshit too.
So I'm gonna ask you a question, brother. Hold on, let me ask you a question.
That's even bigger
bullshit. If it's bullshit, brother, answer this question.
Look at this. Wait a minute. I'm gonna tell you why it's bullshit.
Brother, if it's bullshit, answer this question.
Go ahead.
So now, when we use DNA to do what, right? We can use it to trace lineage. We can use it to study heredity, to study where we come from, right? So now, monkeys have hands, and not any kind of hands. They have an opposable thumb as well. We have an opposable thumb. We have hands as well.
That dog got a dick. What the fuck?